How's it going, everyone? My name is Brett, and welcome back to another Dead Space Remake video. So, at the time of this recording, it is now October 14th, 2022, which means this marks the original Dead Space's 14th birthday. Yep, the original game came out on, well, October 14th, 2008, and, well, this marks Dead Space's, the original game, its 14th birthday. So, yeah, happy birthday, Dead Space. So, yeah, it's crazy that the original game came out in, yeah, it's crazy how the original game came out 14 years ago. So yeah, a decade and a half, pretty much. The original game came out like a decade and a half. And well, to celebrate this occasion, well, the team at Motive, who are remaking the original game, are well, they just gave us another live stream. They're gonna celebrate this occasion with an anniversary live stream. So yeah, I imagine this live stream is gonna talk about how was development on the remake, and getting us hype up for the remake in the next 3 months. So yeah, let's not waste any time and let's watch the live stream. All right, here we go. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So make us whole again. Yeah, warning. Yeah, they're just gonna give us. Yeah. Once again, they're just warming us up. Yeah, they're just warming us up with the official trailer. Yeah.
Clark.
What have you got, Isaac?
Half the Ishimura's in the red. Engines, hull, trams.
Can you handle it alone?
Fix the centrifuge. Get the fuel running.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed. We need help.
Yeah, cut off their limbs. Obviously, I've seen the trailer like at least a few times. Yeah, this is the part right here that really got me hyped up. The new zero gravity system in the remake. Definitely curious about how those new areas are gonna play out. And of course, the Leviathan room. Very curious how that's gonna play out.
Humanity will be made whole, Mr. Clark. With or without you.
Isaac, it's me. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening.
Nicole?
Humanity ends here. Dead Space. The remake.
Bonjour tout le monde. Hi everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to this fourth dev stream for Dead Space.
Alright.
On this very day, 14 years ago, was the release of the first Dead Space.
Yep.
And what better way to celebrate this than with a deep dive into the remake of this fantastic game. But I'm getting ahead of myself. My name is Philip, and once again, I'm joined by Roman, our creative director.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
And with us, back from our first live stream, back in a year ago, we have Jackie and Khalif. Thank you for being with us
yeah.
on this stream.
It's nice to finally be in person.
Definitely is. What do you think of the trailer?
I mean, it's so cool to see how far everything has come from, us seeing things really, really early and now getting to see, an almost finished game like this.
Yeah,
It's
almost
so
finished.
awesome
Again, we
to
still
see
have another 3
all of it
months.
start to come together in this bigger way. So really, really excited, yeah.
Yeah, I'm blown away from going from playtest to finally seeing everything actually come together as well.
Yep.
It just brings up the nostalgia and the new game, and I'm very, very excited.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, as I said at the start, this is our second live stream with Jackie and Khalif. And then the first one that we did end of August last year, we talked about the approach that we took for the remake.
Yeah.
And shown work in progress asset to illustrate our intentions. We followed this up with a second live stream in March with our audio director, Olivier Asselin, to explain our approach on audio that plays such an important part in the game.
audio.
In the last live stream that we did in May with Mike Yazijan, our art director, it allowed us to go into the details of how the team is recreating the Ishimura for Gen 5.
What did you guys learn exactly from doing those past live streams?
So it was really interesting to be able to share work in progress or early assets with the community and get early feedback. Like we got a lot of really good feedback.
Getting feedback
in the community, but also getting feedback, like for example on the audio of the guns or how the Ishimura did not look maybe dirty enough or those kind of things. It was really interesting for us to continue to add and polish the assets we were building for the real game.
Yeah, that transparency is something we haven't had a chance to see a lot often in the gaming industry so far.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to bring the community in and get feedback, not only with the player council, but with also like people on Reddit and whatnot.
Of course, Reddit.
Alongside all those folks kind of giving you that feedback in real time, just how was the buzz around it? Because I know a lot of folks are really excited for this coming back and now kind of getting more information and more visuals of seeing what's happening. How did that kind of play into all of that, kind of building up some more hype for it?
Well,
I do imagine you guys I do imagine you guys definitely got a lot of negative comments. Definitely a lot of negative Nancy's out there.
Every time that we were doing a stream, everyone was looking at the boards and any type of social media trying to follow, like, okay, well, what are people saying? What are the issues? What are the things that they appreciate? So it's
what are the
exciting
nitpicks?
to be able to have that feedback much sooner than we usually are, and also not with all buttoned-up assets that are more marketing-y, and that sometimes won't necessarily represent all the effort that the team is having and putting together to explain what are we trying to achieve. So I think the way it was done for us, it allowed to show the behind the scenes a little bit more, and show all the passion and love that the team has for the game that we're making.
Because like everybody in the team, starting with us, and like, everybody at Motive or working with us, we're all big fan of Dead Space. And really doing those live stream, having that open discussion, it really helps us to make sure that we are being true to the original. That not only we are remaking Dead Space and remaking it with the eyes of us as fans, but that's also something true for other people outside of the team that are also fan of the original game. And that was something really important for us, and I hope it shows in what we are showing today.
It's very apparent.
Made by fans,
I learned that very early
for
on
fans,
in the player
pretty
council
much.
sessions, that you guys do care and you were responsive to critical comments that we had.
Critical.
And it's coming from a place of obviously love and passion for the game, which is.
And I'm one of those critics. I'm obviously one of those critics.
All of us back in and closer to development, which is a thing I'm sure is very scary for all of you as well.
Yeah.
Doing that work and kind of opening up the doors in that way. But I'm excited. Again, like this is going to be super fun, and I guess we have a lot more to show during the stream today. So.
Definitely do.
Yeah.
Definitely do. So we have many things to show today. So we actually want to start with a gameplay extended trailer that we're going to look at.
All right.
In this extended trailer, we'll have Isaac that's going to be walking through the engineering deck.
All right.
And
Chapter 3.
His mission is to repair the engines. And to be doing that and to be fixing something that completely went haywire. We'll showcase a lot of the novelties that we brought to the game. But Roman, to kick things off, why don't you walk us through the different priorities that we set very early on the project and that have acted as guiding lights for the production?
Yes, Phil, but before doing that, I want us to quickly go back to the original Dead Space and just walk you through what we think were some elements that were really unique to that experience and that we really want to recreate and pay really justice to in the remake of the game. And the first one, really unprecedented immersion. Dead Space redefined immersion convention in gaming. No HUD, very few cutscenes, everything geared toward having players at the edge of their seats from start to finish, never letting go of the controller. Iconic setting, inspired by Alien, Event Horizon, and The Thing. Dead Space brought a classic survival sci-fi setting never seen before in game, with this level of quality. Of course, the gameplay, strategic action, shooting monsters in the face was no longer enough. Having players think under pressure to survive with satisfying dismemberment mechanics was seen as one of the most unique gameplay takes for the genre's history. Fast forward to today, and Dead Space is back to its roots and better than ever. The first thing we did was to clarify our design goal, defining what it meant to create a true remake for Dead Space. Those 4 design priorities are true to the original, horror, unbroken immersion, and creative gameplay.
All right. A great way to set the table for what's next. So, like I said at the beginning, we have a pre-recorded video of a walkthrough of some of the section of Chapter 3, Inside Engineering. And it's the first time that we'll air this, and it's the first look at an extended version of Chapter 3, so quite exciting.
Exciting.
Let's have a look.
Alright.
Hi, my name is Philippe Ducharme, Senior Producer on Dead Space. Today, I'm here to give you a first look at one of my favorite sections in the game. So we find ourselves here in the Ishimura's hangar at the beginning of Chapter 3. We're going to make our way towards the control room in engineering, where we'll attempt to restart the ship's engine. For those of you who remember the original, the hangar was much smaller than it is now. We get to explore this location and literally fly through it before heading to our destination. Navigating between chapters without load screens or having a camera cutaway is part of how we've reimagined the Ishimura for the remake. We don't need to rely on the tram as the sole way to get between chapters. It is now a seamless, interconnected ship.
Wait, are we actually going outside the hangar bay? Yeah, I guess we are. Yeah, that's something new. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, there's an oxygen station.
We've got 2 lurkers here. You can quickly get rid of them with the pulse rifle or Isaac's trusty plasma cutter.
Yeah, cut off those tentacles.
There aren't many traditional firearms on board. To survive, you may have to improvise and choose how to take each necromorph down. We're now entering the ship. We have a lot to show you, so let's skip ahead to Chapter 3.
Yeah, that was definitely a new area. Alright,
We've just received a briefing to head over to the refueling station. To get there, we're passing through the machine shop over here.
Yeah, machine shop. Like, the thing is, like, I played the original game, like, so many times. Like, I know the layout like the back of my hand.
Further, you may encounter a completely different experience.
Yeah, it's quite dark.
Different enemies. The ambience and lighting may change. This is what we call the intensity director. It keeps the Ishimura unpredictable and brings some additional tension and challenge.
Alright. So I guess, like, 2 playthroughs won't exactly play out the same.
The way to the refueling station is just a little further ahead. As you can see, some memorable moments are authentic to the original.
Yeah.
We've added tons of graphical enhancement that support strategic dismemberment. Using kinesis, we'll bring that gondola over and make our way to the south refueling station. We need to gain access to the fuel management office, which contains the power functions for the refueling station.
Alright.
We can follow that cable to find our way there.
Yeah, follow the cable.
One of the things we tried to achieve was to add more context to the various objectives, to expand on what was there, and bring a bit more detail and depth where we could.
Okay.
The refueling station has no power.
No power, huh?
We can look for a way to access the fuel management office. This card should allow us in, and we can now make our way back.
Hello.
Isaac. Hammond.
Daniels? You made it.
Thank God. After the bridge, we saw it.
Glad to disappoint. I barricaded myself in the computer core.
Yeah,
I can
that's
hear
definitely
them.
Kendra.
I don't think they know I'm here. Isaac, I tracked down your rig. You're an engineer, right? I'll get myself admin privileges. Maybe I can help.
Now that we have access to this room, we're faced with a very tough choice.
Ooh, choices,
we could
huh?
cut power to life support and rely on air canisters for oxygen. But today we'll play a section without lights instead.
So pretty much rerouting power and pretty much choosing what you want. Like, do you want the lights out or do you want the oxygen out? That's definitely interesting. Hi. Alright. Yeah, using those fan blades. Alright.
With the power restored, the south refueling station can now be activated.
Yep. Alright. Decontamination.
In the decontamination room, using new tech, we've cranked up the tension.
It's definitely dark.
Dynamic smoke creates that thick and opaque atmosphere that makes you lose track of the lurkers, even when they're right next to you.
Hi. Yeah, originally there were no lurkers in that room. Yeah, I guess kicking them won't be an instant kill this time.
It adds to the claustrophobia, the feeling of being locked in with a pack of necromorphs.
Alright. Also, I kind of noticed the pulse rifle has like a recoil, so maybe that's like a shotgun mode.
Getting dragged down to the planet below. We've added so much detail in here.
Yeah.
Particle effects, lighting, floating debris. We wanted this room to be imposing and tell a story at the same time. It's a lot more impressive, and its size makes it harder to keep track of the incoming necromorphs. So audio plays a huge role here in identifying the direction of threats.
Yep. Use stasis to slow it down, and bring it in with kinesis.
With one of the generator modules back in place, we can head to the second one. Flying in zero-G and not being anchored to the surface makes spatial awareness extremely important.
Yep.
Combat encounters can quickly become deadly, especially with leapers. And now, with the generator modules powered up, the centrifuge is ready to be activated.
Generator module attached. Clutch engaged. All personnel clear for centrifuge restart.
Then restart gravity.
I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek at the new Dead Space. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay.
That was nuts.
Pretty nuts.
Awesome.
That was wild.
From the hangar to decontamination to centrifuge to the interconnected gameplay to the intensity director, the list goes on. The first thought after seeing that is, why the fuck am I using the tram?
Okay.
The answer is replayability.
Yeah.
Now we can go back and play multiple playthroughs with different options. You have more exploration. It was amazing. It's incredible.
Well, I
So pretty much like more backtracking.
Because I think for a game like this where folks are coming back to this kind of content, one of the things that people talk about a lot is like, well, what's going to be different in the playthrough that I'm going to have when I go in and go back into a game like this?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the intensity director and how that's going to change the way folks are going to be coming to this new version of a game that they might have played before.
It was important for us to have something, like to have the right balance between what's scripted in the game and what keeps the players on its toes. We've obviously, and we've seen it in the trailer, we've kept a lot of things scripted. Like we have to have those precise jump scares at certain moments, and it's important to have the highs and lows in the intensity of the gameplay. But since we're bringing the tram and the retraversal throughout the entire ship, we needed something to be able to fill those sections of gameplay and make sure that there was things that were surprising the player so that the tension could go back up. And so for us, that was important to find that right balance and to figure out a way to keep the player on the edge when re-exploring and walking around the ship.
And so the thing is, that balance, there's multiple elements that comes in it. Like, so yes, there is the scripted golden path moments, and those ones, every time you're going to play them, they're going to play exactly the same. They're going to play once, and that's it. But even in those, sometimes there might be a twist. Like, you might expect slasher coming from that vent, and it's not going to be there, or those kind of things. But they're going to play mostly the same every time you replay them, if it's a new walkthrough or whatever. And then we have varying degrees of systemic events. Like, if it can be just fights, it can be messing with the lights, messing with the sounds. There's different events that we can play with, depending if you're just moving from a fight to another, or if you're revisiting a whole section of the ship. It's not going to be the same. Basically, the way we treat that is we have an intensity curve. And all the events in the game are tracked with their level of intensity. And so that allows us to know, like, okay, the player had already a couple of really intense fights. Maybe we're not going to throw him another huge fight with tons of enemies and stuff. Here in the next corridor, we're just going to play a little bit with the lights that are going to blink and some creepy whispers in your ears. And that's it. Or that place, we really want you to feel safe. And so, yeah, even the light's going to be okay, no more creepy whispers, whatever. Yeah. But that vent, there's going to be something weird about that vent. If you get close to it, actually, maybe a slasher is going to spawn and make you jump. And all those things will be handled by the intensity director.
And I know you also talked about this, pre-stream and pre-conversation was, even the slashers are going to be a little bit different when you see one as opposed to the other. Talk a little bit about that, because I thought that was super cool too.
Yeah, so that's something in the original, like all the slasher, they already had some kind of job when they were humans about the ship, like depending on which bridge you were like seeing medical miners or medical guys or whatever. So that's something we definitely kept from the original. But riffing on that, we wanted to add a bit, even more personality to the slashers, and makes you really, like, every time you're gonna shoot a slasher, we would like you to feel like it's a different guy. And so on top of giving them jobs and different clothes and stuff like that, we also gave them ethnicity, because the Ishimura, it's really has a diverse crew, and we wanted that to also show on the slasher. So now it really feels every time it's a new guy, and it's a new, you can really believe now playing the game. We're trying to reinforce the immersion around that. Like, yeah, those monsters, they used to be the crew.
So should we feel sorry now for the slashes that we take out? No. Slaughtering. We're like, oh, that person was the cook on the ship. We gotta go. Exactly. You gotta get out of here.
Let's either kill or be killed.
Good. I have friends who can't, but we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, a lot of conversations about that for sure.
I think we should talk also about audio. Audio is obviously the massive staple. It's what drew me in initially to Dead Space and really kept me, that whole intrigue. In this trailer, in Decontamination, for example, we have the increased fog, like the dynamic fog, that you can't necessarily always see where enemies are coming from, which is really interesting because of its more audio, and you have to really listen to what you're looking for. And we see that again in the centrifuge, which, by the way, is fucking massive. It's huge. I love how you're showing the original game, because you recall like these different areas and you imagine these huge environments, but now looking at what the remake is, it's just mind-blowing, honestly.
Mind-blowing.
And it's much darker, which I grilled you guys a lot about dark.
I remember that, yeah.
But I really, really like that since these spaces, you still have smaller spaces enclosed for that claustrophobic feel, which is true to the original, but you also have these very, very large rooms now that are extremely built out, grittied down, very gritty looking and dark and immersive, but you don't know where ads are necessarily coming from because of the intensity director. It's not just the same vent every single time, which is great because then you have to utilize your audio and really listen for where ads are coming out. I love that aspect, and I like decontamination. It's much scarier in my opinion now. There's a lot to like.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you touched on a lot of points that were points of interest for us. So audio, that we had, like I said, Olivier that went in and explained how we're trying to recreate in one of the past streams, and it is something that was such groundbreaking, I think, in the initial game. It was so well done. But the addition of the occlusion, making sure that we understand where is the sound traveling from when you're navigating the ship, to really hear the threats and say like, oh no, that creature just spawned behind me, but I have someone in front of me now. Like,
who should I prioritize?
What should I do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we do play around with that, like in the scripted sequences, but also the intensity director, like Aman said, there's a lot of events that are either foreshadowing events that may lead to something or not, or post-shadowing. Like if the enemy decides to jump through a vent and walk away and run away, you'll hear that enemy travel within the world.
Or if he's trying to actually run away after you because you ran away, you saw him and you were like, no, fuck it, I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
And you're gonna hear him go through the vent, crawl in the walls, and come back from another.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it plays such an important part, and with the music, with the sound effects of the guns and everything, and we're getting to a place where it feels good. It feels right when you're listening, the right tune, the right mix. It's always something that we do until the very end, the mix of every sound element. But the team's done an amazing job, and it's great.
All right.
Real quick, I got to talk about Isaac having a voice in this too.
Yes.
Which I think is really, really interesting. A lot of folks are going to be excited to see how that's going to play out in the game too. Talk about how important it was to add that layer to this game too.
So yeah, definitely early on that was a huge deal. The discussion around Isaac voice, like in one of our first conceal, we spoke about that, and at first
I'm still mad that I wasn't the voice of Isaac. I'm still salty about that. I didn't get that role.
Convinced, right?
I raised my hand a lot.
Are you sure, guys?
Gunner Wright is the only option to voice Isaac.
Our thought about that was like, so yes, we were making Dead Space, but who's Isaac? Who's that guy? And thinking about Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
For us, Isaac Clarke, it's Gunner Wright. It's the actor that's playing Isaac in Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3 that give his voice to Isaac in Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3. To the point of which in the team we call him Gunner Clarke.
Gunner Clarke.
Really is the guy. And so going back to Dead Space, there were elements that we wanted to enhance in terms of narrative, and one of those was Isaac as a character. Why is he coming to the Ishimura? What's his relation with the other characters around? And also give him a bit more agency, to have him a little bit more passive, like when you enter an area and you get Hammond or Kendra telling you everything you exactly have to, and wait, you're supposed to be the engineer. Like, that's your role. Like, you're supposed to be the guy that knows how to actually make those stuff and get out of that alive. So for all those reasons, early on we started to think about, okay, we should go back to Gunner Wright. Now that guy, the Isaac, also in Dead Space 1.
Yes.
And we should give him a voice.
Yes.
And now that's allowed us to unlock all those different elements around giving him a bit more personality and agency in what he's doing and stuff. But the one issue, of course, was with horror, because isolation, it's a huge element of the horror in Dead Space. And it's that element, like when you're in the dark and you have to go in the basement and you're looking for the lights. Know what I'm talking about, Calif, right? No? And you don't find the fucking lights and you start to talk to yourself because it reassures you.
Yeah.
And that was definitely something we didn't want it for Dead Space. We didn't want Isaac to start to talk when he's alone, because that would break a little bit.
Yeah, don't exactly want him to be a huge chatterbox.
One rule that is almost true across the game. We maybe break it once or twice, not more.
Once or twice.
Which is Isaac only talks when he's being talked to. He only answers. Like you get to medical, you see the barricade, Hammond starts to talk to you, and Isaac will answer and say, yeah, that's the fucking barricade, I have to blow it. And it's Isaac that's going to come with the plan of what to use in order to find those things to blow the barricades. But then, once that communication is done, and you're alone in medical, well, you're alone in medical, and it's not gonna comment what he sees, and he's gonna shut the fuck up. And that's something that's really important for us, and I think it really improves the immersion because also it gives reactions to Isaac to elements that were feeling weird if he was not reacting to or if he had no emotion about what's happening.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm super excited to see that come to life because I know when I am scared, I do really, really dumb things. I talk to myself, I beatbox. So Isaac, we hopefully will beatbox when he's scared. So we'll see how that works. Cool.
You'll hear him grunt, and like throughout the exhaustion, and when he's tired, you're gonna hear him.
And the heavy breathing.
He's hurt and everything through the Eli system.
Yeah.
But no, he's not gonna mumble to himself like you do.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, well, it wouldn't be a celebration without showing some more awesome stuff for the Dead Space 5.
Yeah, give us
I'd like
more.
to introduce our friends at Limited Run Games. Alina, Jared, great to have you both join us.
Do you love Dead Space? Of course you do. I'm Jared from Limited Run Games, and I love Dead Space too. And I'm not the only one here who does. For example, to my right, your left, my friend.
Alina. Hi, I'm Alina from Limited Run Games, and we are super excited to show you what we have for Dead Space fans.
You told us you wanted a Dead Space Collector's Edition, and we
Collector's
listened.
Edition.
And you said what you wanted, most of all, was this, the Isaac helmet. And holy crap, it happened. Isn't this amazing? And we're going to get to it in just a minute. Yes, it's the most exciting part, but there's also some really great other stuff in this Collector's Edition we want to show you. And for more on that, Alina!
So we're super excited to talk about the components of this Dead Space
marker,
Collector's Edition. There's
soundtrack,
so many awesome
stickers.
things I can start with. So we've got a 4-inch premium marker statuette. It's beautiful, it's going to be heavy, and we can't wait for you guys to put it on your desk. We also have a steelbook included, which has the Dead Space logo and Isaac's silhouette on the back.
Okay, totally interrupting here, but I want the embroidered Ishimura 3-inch patch. I want to stick it on something. I don't know, my jacket, my hoodie here, my forehead. I don't know. Where are you going to put it?
I don't know. You could put it on anything. Maybe a backpack.
A dog?
A dog.
A pig?
A
dinosaur?
pig too, yes.
Pizza?
Yes.
Don't eat it.
But it might taste good.
Yeah, getting back to this, apparently we also have a lithograph of some sort?
Yeah, we do. We also have a lithograph print encased in a bifolding portfolio. It also has foil stamped logos on the front of it. It's going to be awesome.
I want to get my hands in this marker enamel pen. You can stick it in your Crocs, in your bulletin board, in your wall. You can stick it anywhere you want to.
And a soundtrack and 4 mini posters.
And now, what you really came here for, that's right, the Isaac helmet.
Yep, the
Look
helmet.
at this thing of beauty. It lights up. It's big. It's hefty. And it's absolutely enormous. Not only is it big and hefty and enormous, it's also adjustable. Now, I have a truly colossal noggin, like a big old fat head. And this thing, watch this. Goes right on it. That's right. Alina, is this an improvement?
I think it looks very good.
Well, you know what? I mean, okay, so once again, it's adjustable, so it'll fit any size head or almost any size head. My head, probably your head, definitely Alina's head, but you're not going to put it on.
My hair. So yeah, there's a lot of love and passion that went into the creation of this helmet. It's based on in-game sculpts. Our team worked directly with the character artist to get the paint, shape, and feel just right.
You can feel the love that went into every texture of this helmet. Folks, this is a spectacular collectible. I really, really hope you're going to enjoy it. We're happy to offer it. Alina, tell folks where they can get it today.
You can pre-order the Dead Space Collector's Edition for a limited time on limitedrungames.com. You can get it for PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC.
Friends, this is one spooky piece of headgear. We hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Alina, Jared, everyone at
Well, that's definitely
Games.
cool,
This
but
looks great. Thank you for putting this together.
I mean, I would get it,
What are
but
your
you know,
thoughts?
it's definitely on the
My
expensive
eyeballs
side.
immediately gravitate towards the LED helmet.
I'm more looking at the marker. I love small things you can put on your desk and kind of show your fandom and nerddom in that way. And weirdly, I like the propaganda poster stuff. Like, you know, kind of getting a chance to see like inside the world of the game in those kinds of ways. That stuff always makes makes me really happy. So are you gonna wear
I
that
mean, at least,
though?
I at least did pre-order.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Also, following some of the streams, we saw the comments from fans.
Oh boy, the comments.
They liked the shorts that we had, the hoodies that we shown at the different live streams, and they were asking where they could get it. So, like, we're happy that working with different teams internally, we actually were able to spin out a shop that's going to be coming soon. So you're going to be able to get the shirts like mine, like Roman's,
so
and
other
other
prototype, but there will be multiple shirts, hoodies, stuff like that. So keep on the lookout for the store coming soon, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, time to wrap this up.
Huge shout out to our team at Motive and all of the collaborators that have helped us bring this remake to you all.
And a big, big, big thank you to everyone working on that project, whether it's at Motive or all of our partners, but also to everybody in the Community Council. Thank you very much for all your feedback, for helping us make that remake a true Dead Space experience. And to everybody in the larger community that tuned in during our live stream, that gave us feedback, that also helped us shape that remake. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We're happy to have the Community Council that's with us today for the anniversary live stream. So thank you all for your presence. Your feedback has been very useful all throughout production. So being with us since conception, it's been great. Thank you. If you like what you've seen today and are excited about the return of Dead Space on PC and next-gen consoles, the game is available for pre-order. Or you can mark your calendar for January 27, 2023.
Yeah, I definitely did pre-order on PC.
That date. Be sure to follow our different social channels to stay up to date on all the Dead Space related information so you don't miss anything leading up to our launch. Jackie, Khalif, thank you for being with us today. Excited to play some more of the game?
I mean, it is time now for us to stomp out some Necromorphs. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to check out the Ishimura and all the goodness that you put in. So it's time. It's time to get it on.
I'm really hyped for launch. Ready. It's about time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's been far too long.
Toujours un plaisir.
Merci, Phil.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the stream today and looking forward to showing more of the game to you all.
All right, cool. All right, everyone. So yeah, that was the Dead Space anniversary live stream. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So yeah, once again, I'm just looking forward to this remake, and again, crossing my fingers that it'll be good. I mean, yeah, it does look promising. Like I'm very certain that this game will come out, but again, there's this tiny little bit of me that's like, I don't know, man. I mean, have you not learned your lesson the past few times? I mean, I'm just saying. But regardless, I am looking forward to this game, and yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say. I mean, I'm just looking forward to this game. So yeah, the game comes out on January 27th. In 2023. Yeah, again, it comes out in about 3 months. Again, I've already pre-ordered on PC. I mean, I did originally pre-order on Xbox, but I decided to go on PC because it is a little bit more cheaper. But yeah, so yeah, I guess that's all for this Dead Space Remake anniversary livestream reaction for me. So yeah, well everyone, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.